And we're back with Berico President Will Berry and the VP of HVAC Services, Brandon Fisher, answering all of your HVAC questions. Somebody wanted to know, how did the name Berico come about?
Well, great question. And the company was started by my great-grandfather as Berry Coal Company. And so I'm lucky enough to be a fourth generation Berry, and we'll celebrate our 100th year this coming 2024. So it started in 1924 as Berry Coal Company, which evolved to Berico.
That's really cool. Fantastic. Okay. All right. This question is it hurting my HVAC system to switch from AC back to heat, then back to AC with all the change in the forecast?
Great question, and it's not. Typically, most thermostats have a auto changeover mode built into the thermostat anyways. And they have a differentiator that will only allow you to be within like 3 degrees of the temperature. So if you like it 70 degrees, for your heating side and maybe 73 for your cooling side, it's okay. Most thermostats and systems have a built-in safety that won't allow it to shift back and forth anyway. So you should be fine.
Okay. This person says, I was told by my HVAC serviceman that Freon is becoming obsolete. Is that true?
It's a very good question. And so our industry is ever changing, and we are seeing refrigerants phase out. So for example, R22 refrigerant is phased out. They're no longer producing it. It's very hard to get at all. And then we've also gotten word that our current 410A refrigerant, which is popular in the industry currently, will eventually be phased out as the industry introduces a new refrigerant with specific details coming at the turn of this year on that. So we have not gotten specifics on the next generation of it, but if history repeats itself, 410A will soon be getting phased out as well. But R22 is the question we receive the most about, and that is extremely hard to come by, even for us as HVAC contractors, and it's extremely expensive as well.
So what happens if you have a unit that runs on that?
Usually the age and condition of that equipment, it is not worth putting good money into that repair. A lot of people think, hey, I'll replace my coil, only to find out there's other components that break thereafter. Again, it would take a proper assessment by a technician to give you that honest answer, but it's extremely expensive to replace refrigerant of R22 these days.
Okay. This person says, should AC units be covered up during the winter so that they last longer?
That's a preference. We do offer a cover for the outside unit, but one of the biggest issues that we've seen when customers do this is that they forget about it. And next thing you know, we have a warm day and they go to cut the air conditioning on and they didn't remove the cover. And then we start having breakdowns. So is it really worth, a $500 or $600 repair to maybe pull out a couple of leaves throughout the year? I don't think so.
And if the system's being properly maintained, a technician can help clean that up each season.
Okay.
Absolutely.
This next question is, my crawl space has several vents around it. Is it okay to plug those vents to keep the home warmer?
Yeah.
I'm honestly okay with closing vents in the wintertime, unless we're having a crawl space that has a lot of moisture under it. If there's a lot of moisture under the home, you probably want to let that air out and get some air movement to help dry it out. But if you have a dry crawl space, I'm perfectly fine and have seen that closing vents won't hurt anything at all.
Okay, we've got about 1 minute left. Are dampers in the ducts as they come off the unit a good idea?
They're a good idea, especially to help control airflow in specific areas of your home.
All right, how can I heat and cool one end of my house when it's hotter and cooler than the rest of the house?
So, we can take care of this problem with, typically with manual dampers. We can get it pretty even, but they do make what we call a zoning system that you can actually have separate thermostats in your home with motorized dampers that can actually control, one side of the house, compared to the other side of the house. That actually acts like multiple systems, but you're only using one with multiple thermostats. That's honestly the best way for comfort. And we highly recommend it.
Okay. Thank you both for joining us. We appreciate your time, your expertise, and the history lesson of where the name came from. If you missed any of this, this is going to be in the Two Wants to Know section of our website.